I'm your host, Kelly Morgan, indie author and indie publisher. Welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. Welcome to today's episode. Hey everybody, Kelly here. Welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. And you know that it's Monday because I have a guest with me. Today I have author Teri Thompson. She is here to talk about everything she has going on, and I'm so excited that she is here, especially to talk about girls who rise. I think it's always important when we are looking to uplift the young girls coming up. So 100%. Teri, welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so honored to be here. I'm glad you welcomed me
Well,
into your world,
I'm glad that you are here. I'm always happy when somebody takes me up on my offer to share this platform. So let's just get into it. Tell
Yeah,
me like everything that you going on. Are you an author, speaker, attorney? I see the Esquire behind the name. Like what? Tell me everything you got going on.
sure. I mean, it's a lot because there's a lot going on in my brain that I'm always creating and thinking of ways just to really to make the world better. So my story or my journey started being an attorney. And even as a child, what's so funny is I wanted to be an attorney, not even knowing what it meant. It's just something about that title. And I just knew people that were attorneys helped people. So I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that thing, whatever it is they do. So I became a criminal defense attorney, and I've been doing that for 33 years. And I've really always been clear with my connection with the Almighty and with living life on purpose and with intentionality. So that was always my mind frame. And so even with being a lawyer, I always wanted to advocate for the poor guy. Who was the guy that was getting kicked around the courtroom? Okay, that's the one I want to be my client. So that was just always my mindset. And with that, of course, came with me doing different cases. I've done some really high profile cases, former members of the Black Panther Party, all kinds of things. My passion was with the kids. It was really with the kids because not so much that I loved kids, don't get me, I'm not that person, but I loved to know the story as to why people ended up A, being my client, and B, in a courtroom facing criminal charges. I wanted to know that story. Like, how did you get here? Because I'm the lawyer, you're the accused. So what made my life different from yours, right? And so that's what really sparked it. And so, but what I learned from every case and from every single client is that there was something happening in childhood,
Mhm.
whether it was, you know, child and parent, child, having emotional issues, whether it was trauma, whether it was mental health, which is really the bulk of my clients, to be quite frank with you. A lot of my clients have mental health issues, whether it's diagnosed or undiagnosed, self-treated, using street drugs to medicate the pain, or, legal pharmaceuticals. So when I unraveled how you got to be my client, the story was the same. It was literally the same trauma in childhood. And even if it wasn't trauma, it was it may not have risen to the level of trauma as we think of the traditional word, but it would be some form of lack of self-love, lack of self-confidence. And so then I just kind of wanted to be laser focused on that. Well, then how do we fix that? Because instead of constantly putting people in custody, or, and I'm not saying people don't need to be in custody, let's be clear, but I do want to say that there's a root cause that I think if we address the cause, then we won't have as many issues. We won't have jail population. You won't have maybe the mental health crises that have just gone unchecked if we dealt with the root cause. So that was my journey. And then even after being in court for all of those years, and trust me, I'm very thankful for being, that God chose me to have this gift to become a lawyer, to pass the bar exam and do all those things. But even with that, I wanted to do something more. Like, okay, I got that. I got that degree. If we're checking off boxes, I got it. What's next? How can I do better? How can I be better? How can I make it? How can I make the world better yet? And so that's why I started Girls Who Rise. My passion is with girls. I've represented a lot of girls in court, juveniles. I used to do juvenile court, grown women who, of course, we were all girls. So, Girls Who Rise is how that was birthed. Yeah.
And so what does Girls Who Rise entail? Like, is it a book? Is it a program? Like what exactly is it?
It's everything. So, it is a book. It's a book series. And I have two different volumes that are coming out soon. One is in like an anthology of a collection of girls who have gone through things. I'll just say things, some unimaginable, some like, wow, she endured that. And so it is a book. And that's really what started it. I wanted to write a book because I'm an author. I'm always writing and I have a children's book series. But Girls Who Rise started out as a book. But as I wrote the book, I kept thinking, wait, this is bigger. This is bigger because suppose, and this is just in my mind at the time, like maybe last year or year before last, actually, what if as I'm writing this book, as I'm listening to girls talk about, because I have contributing authors, and one of the girls, for example, she went through like literally hell with her mental health diagnosis, being institutionalized, being medicated, all of those things. And as I thought about her story, I kept thinking, this is bigger than a book. Like, we need to bring this into schools. We need to bring this into juvenile detention centers. We need to bring it into social media. So if you follow me on social media, it's We Are Girls Who Rise. I'm putting in, I drop in messages about things we can do collectively. Because this is the thing, I can write a book, you can write a book, everybody can write a book, but until we are bringing it home, because everybody's not going to read the book,
Mm.
right? As gifted authors as we may be, we could have, word coming down from heaven written on a tablet. The bottom line is everybody might not read our book. So how do I get the message to those that need to hear it? And who then I was wondering, well, who all needs to hear it? Because I can't expect a teenager to, get off her Instagram or stop doing her makeup or stop hanging out with her friends to read my book. I want it to be realistic. So the book is for teens, but it's written also for the mom, for the dad, for the mentor, for the coach, for the teacher, for the guardian, for the grandmother who says, you know what? My niece is driving me crazy. Let me look at some of these things that Teri Thompson is talking about. Or, my daughter is pulling my eyeballs out. How do I handle this? Or, the teacher that says, you know, Susie over there, she's so withdrawn. What is that? How can I get her to be more confident? So the book is really for everybody. It's for, because that's the thing. Everybody knows a girl, whether it's your neighbor, your daughter, your niece, your cousin. We all have a girl in our lives in some form or fashion. And that my concern is that we all know girls, and there's so many girls that end up in the clutches of gang life, sex trafficking, prostitution, drugs, mental health. I've mentioned that. There's so much mental health that I see, and just so much unchecked trauma. We think as kids, oh, well, you'll be okay. You'll outgrow it. No, we turn out to be grown women that haven't outgrown it.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you've never had the opportunity to deal with it. So how do you
Mhm.
outgrow something that you've never dealt with?
Exactly. Yeah, and you can't. I mean, even as grown as an adult as I am, until I confront the issue head on.
Yeah, that is so true. Is
Yeah,
there a website for Girls Who Rise?
there is. And the site is girlswhorise.com. You can pre order one of the books there, and you can also read more about me. Um, So that's what it is. And you, of course, like I mentioned, you can follow me on Instagram at We Are Girls Who Rise. So I'm excited about where this is going. Um, I just know I want it to go far. I expect it to be global because the issues are global. So I expect that this is something I'll be talking about and working with a long time. And I'm really honored. I'm honored that God has chosen me to have this on my mind and on my heart. So I'm just going to carry the mantle.
That is so fantastic. And let me give you my laundry list of things before I let you go because we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
So if you are a creative like Teri in the space and you want to come share the platform, it's very easy. You just go to my website, you go to the Be a Guest tab, you fill out the information, you're a guest. I promise you, it is literally that easy. It's not hard at all. If you are interested in supporting me as an author, I have two books out there. Wait for It is an audiobook and it's print, and then there's You Sound White. They're both available from me. I'll send them, I'll sign them, but you can get them wherever good books are sold. If you're an author, you're looking for some good information, I have a free guide on my website. It's called So You Want to Write a Book. It's free. Go download it, get it. It's yours. And then if you are looking to support indie authors, we do have a book club. It's called the IRS, the Indie Reader Society. Would love to have you join us as a reader. You can also pitch us as an author. And lastly, you guys, TrustBridge is now up and running. That is my curated introduction service where we have a directory, or I have a directory of podcast book clubs and bookstores all ready to introduce you to and help you bridge that gap and get you the visibility that you are looking for. All the information on the website. So, Teri, back to you. I love the message of Girls Who Rise. What is I'm curious, like, do you have a age range that you're targeting for this?
So yes, I am targeting because, and this is the thing because I like to do research before I do something, right? Because sometimes I can have something in my head and just be totally off target. So I talk to a lot of teachers. I've talked to other parents. I mean, my daughter is much older. She's 28. So I was a little far removed from the age group that I was thinking I needed to reach, which was teen girls. So while, yes, I am reaching teen girls, I'm targeting teen girls, but it's so important that I target the girls that are younger. Because when I talk to teachers, they're telling me, hey, your program is going to be great, it's going to be stellar, but these young girls, and I'm talking young as in fourth grade, third grade, are lacking. Oh, yes. So as I talked to teachers, Kelly, the thing was they kept saying, no, no, no. We got third graders that don't know who they are, that don't know that they don't have to follow, the group of girls, that they can be individuals. And I was like, oh wow, third grade. Oh my gosh. So to answer your question directly, my program is starting as young as third grade up until about middle school. And then I am doing a piece just for teen girls. So and I'm not trying to be the person that covers every girl, but I am trying to be laser focused on younger girls, third grade, fourth grade, that where there's evidence that they're lacking self-esteem. Because I have seen it. I mean, being in the courtroom, I'm telling you, a lot of our girls are lost. I mean, the if I were to just bring up one case, and I'm not going to do it, you would be like, oh my God, really? The things that our kids are seeing and the things that our kids are getting involved in is just really, really, it just shocks me. And it's not because the parents aren't good parents, and it's not because parents don't care. I mean, that could be part of it, but that's not always the case. I mean, I've encountered girls who had two-parent households, parents are making six figures, and they have a total lack of self-esteem. So Girls Who Rise not only covers younger girls, it covers the whole gamut, whether it's low income, high income, because self-esteem, confidence, those things I mean, it does reach across all genders, but it definitely reaches across all race and income brackets.
So one more time before we go, give us the website.
Yes, the website is girlswhorise.com. And Instagram, we are Girls Who Rise.